Sounds True presents Meditations for Happiness. Rewire your brain for lasting contentment and peace with Rick Hanson, author of Buddha's Brain. And now, Session 1.
Hello, I'm Rick Hanson, a neuropsychologist and an investigator of new, research-proven ways to use your mind to change your own brain, to benefit your whole being and every other being whose life you touch. This program is about happiness, what it is, and how you can work with your own brain to feel more at ease, relaxed, joyful, and satisfied, no matter what the external conditions are in your life. No matter what your job is, no matter who you live with, no matter what your health is like, how you can actually feel truly, deeply, more fundamentally, and reliably happy. The methods I'll present are based on the historically unprecedented coming together of, on the one hand, the Western sciences of psychology and neurology, and, on the other hand, the great contemplative traditions of the world. In particular, of those contemplative traditions, the one I'll draw on most is Buddhism, which is the one that I'm most trained in, plus the one that's had the most crossover with Western science. But there's no attempt here to convert you to any point of view. Always see for yourself what makes sense, and especially what is personally useful, and leave the rest. In the first program, I'll cover fascinating material about the nature of happiness, the role of happiness in evolution, how your brain both makes you happy and makes you suffer, and most importantly, how you can use and shape your brain over time to be more contented and happy in everyday life. Then, in the second and third sessions, I'll present different guided meditations, each one designed to stimulate and strengthen different aspects of happiness inside your own brain and body. Each meditation will begin with a brief introduction, and then we'll dive in. Of course, you can stop this program at any point if you want to hang out longer in some part of the meditation before my next suggestion moves you along. The meditations are presented in a sequence that starts with more familiar and concrete material and then moves gradually for deeper, more profound, more spacious experiences of happiness and well-being. You can follow that sequence or jump ahead and come back, whatever you like. I really wish you the best with this, both for your own sake and for the positive effects that your own well-being has on the people around you. To pick up on a theme that runs throughout this program, you can affect your outer world somewhat, and for sure that's worth doing as skillfully as you can, but you can affect your inner world much, much more with much greater results. So the attention you give to your inner world through this program and the beneficial changes you gradually make there will have a high payoff in your life and rippling further and further outward to benefit others as well. So the first question is, what is happiness anyway? Now, by happiness, I mean an underlying deep sense of well-being, of serenity and fulfillment. Of course, that sense of well-being may sometimes be shaded towards an energizing joy, while at other times be shaded with softer feelings, subtler feelings of maybe gladness or contentment or tranquility. But whatever its shadings, the happiness we will explore in this program is not just a passing feeling of fun or delight, but something much deeper than that, much more reliable and true. Of course, it's perfectly fine to have a range of feelings in life that's healthy and natural, feelings like sadness, anger, fear, shame, or boredom, as well as interest, silliness, calm, excitement, affection, and so on. Emotions come and go, always, but happiness at the root endures. Even if you also feel worried, irritated, or other so-called negative emotions. For example, you can feel sad while also feeling a well-being and contentment around that sadness, as if painful feelings were clouds, even big, scary, dark ones, moving across the sky of a fundamental peace of mind. Further, deeper than emotions, people have different temperaments. Some of us are naturally a little cheerful, others a little irritable, others a little flat, and others a little sad. These temperaments shape an underlying mood that is more stable than the emotions. Nonetheless, it is still possible to contain that mood within a larger space of well-being, satisfaction, peacefulness, and fulfillment in life. In other words, you could be irritated, that's an emotion, on top of a melancholy mood, and at the same time feel both arising within an authentic, quiet joy, infusing both your emotions and your mood. Of course, this program is not about being happy all the time and making painful feelings or a difficult mood wrong or bad in some way. For example, it would be ridiculous, even crazy, to put down the phone after hearing that your parent or a child or a dear friend was critically injured in the hospital and say, "Oh boy, I'm so happy." In fact, there's actually a vital place for the painful feelings of life, which has both the 10,000 joys and the 10,000 sorrows. For example, sadness, loss, tenderize the heart and help us become more compassionate toward others and, hopefully, even ourselves. Or guilt and remorse teach us about our own actions and how to ground more in our own best self in the future. Anxiety, even real fear, can alert us to genuine threats or other problems. And anger can highlight injustice, harms to people we love, and wrongs that should be righted. This program is not about putting a happy, shiny face on things, nor is it about turning away from the hard things in life. But it is about nourishing a steady, enduring well-being, contentment and peace inside that is a rock, a refuge, a home base, and a place you can always come from. Happiness, then, in the way that I'm meaning it, becomes the container of the experiences of life, the frame that holds them, the space they flow through. And besides giving you a refuge to turn to, this gradually raises your happiness set point so that the thermostat, in a sense, of your daily experience of life shifts toward a more stably positive mood. As a result, slowly but surely, there is less worry, less hurt, less resentment and irritation, less feeling of unworthiness in your mind. We all want to be happy. As the monk Mathieu Ricard has said, no one wakes up in the morning thinking, "May I suffer all day." Besides being a desirable experience, studies have shown that happiness, like other positive emotions, has many enduring benefits. So, for example, emotions organize the mind as a whole, so a feeling like happiness has global effects. Happiness also lowers the stress response in your body by dampening the arousal of the sympathetic nervous system. That's the fight or flight stress response wing, and by activating the calming, soothing parasympathetic wing of your nervous system, helping you feel relaxed and contented. For example, studies have shown that positive feelings reduce the impact of stress on your cardiovascular system, helping your heart stay healthy. Happiness also increases psychological resilience, and it lifts mood and protects against depression. Beyond its emotional components, happiness is an outlook, a kind of perspective on things. It is fundamentally optimistic, with all the benefits that researchers have found for optimism, including protecting against depression. Further, positive emotions like well-being and peacefulness, happiness in other words, help counteract the effects of trauma in the past or other painful experiences. When you remember something painful from your past, your brain first reconstructs that memory, including its emotional associations from a few key elements, and then it reconstitutes that memory in storage with tinges of your state of mind at the time you recalled it. In other words, if you recall an event repeatedly with a glum cast of mind, then your recollection of it will be increasingly shaded negatively. Alternately, if you recall that same thing repeatedly with a realistically upbeat state of mind, Then that memory will gradually come to mind more and more with a more neutral quality, even a positive one. You will not forget the facts of whatever happened, but their emotional charge will slowly fade, and that can be a great relief. Also, positive emotions highlight key states of mind, so you can find your way back to them in the future, so you can more readily tap into peace or feeling strong and so forth from now on. Happiness is also a great reward for doing the hard things in life, for being virtuous, for kindness and restraint in your relationships, for doing